Hey gang, how you doing? I got something cool for you today. You asked for it, so you got it. The 4-string version of Polyphia's G.O.A.T. Being a 4-string version, the tuning is going to be B, D, A, D. And you'll need thicker strings than what you're using most likely, and yes, unless you already use real thick strings. The other thing I want you to consider is your tone. So you don't want it super clean. You want that overdriven, because you want to get all those ghost notes. Alright, so I'm going to cut this tutorial into chunks. I'm going to play along with the tune, then I'm going to play along with a clean sound and then no backing, and then I'm going to break that down and slow everything down. Alright, let's start this tune. Okay, so now I'll play it a little slower without the backing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, while we're here, don't forget too, you can use a pick, alright? Because Play G.O.A.T actually uses a pick and then pops with his middle finger. He's got this hybrid picking style. And with distortion on it, actually sounds alright, it actually sounds cool with a pick, so don't be scared to use a pick. Just you find the way that you want to play and apply that. Alright, so starting from the low D on the 9th fret, we slide that down and we've got an open low D. And then the next lick is, which is 1 and A, 2 and A. Alright, so 12th fret, slide into 12th fret, and then 17th fret on the top D, ghost, ghost, 2 sextuplets, and then slide into the 12th fret on the low D, and then on the high D, 16th fret, finish with a low B. Okay, so slowly we've got with the distortion. Okay, sounds better. And then we've got the, which is 5, then ghost, ghost, pop on the 5th on the top D. So on the low D 5, ghost, ghost, pop, then on the 4th fret on the low D. Alright, so now we have the next section, and we'll start on the 9th fret again. 1, 2. So it's, and when you're doing the ghost, remember to get as many fingers on there as possible, because you don't want those harmonics ringing out. That's why we put out more fingers on there, the better. So that's 5th on the top D, open on the low D. Alright, so that's just heavy-handed with the old triplet. Ba, ba, ba. And we have on the 8th fret on the low B. Now you could play that, but I just think it sounds cooler by sliding from the 8th fret and then 4th, ghost, ghost, 5th, then 2 on the low B, 4 on the middle A, and then 7 on the low B. So we've got 8, 4, ghost, ghost, 5, 2, 4. Back open. So all that we've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Alright, now let's play the next section. now I'll play it for you without the backing track, a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, open B. Okay, so pretty simple this bit. We've got open B, and then low D, 9th fret on the D, slide down and play the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, open D, 2, 3, 9th, 5th, 2, 3, 4, 4th, 1st on the A, then open B, 2, 3, 9th, on the low D, open E, open D. Open B, open D. So 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3 again. 9th, 5th, and then we have 4th on the A, 5th on the top D, and then 4th on the low D, and then open B. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Awesome. All right, now let's play the next section. Okay, so we got rest for 2, 1, 2, and then ghost, ghost. So ghost, ghost, low B, 5th on the A, 4th on the low D, to the 5th on the low D. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and, okay, so 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 4th fret. Alright, then ghost back to the 4th fret, and then 5, 4, 2, 1 on the A, and then low B, and then 9th on the high D, and then ghost, ghost. Put your hand back down. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Again. Alright, then we've got 4, same as before. Now 4th fret on the low D, then open B. 2, 3, 4, 1 ghost notes. 2nd fret now. And then we have 4th, 4th, octave 4th on the high D, ghost, ghost, and then 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so we've got 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we rest for a quaver, and then it's the same like as before. Open B, high 9th fret on the top D, and then ghost, ghost. Put your hand down. All right. 4, 1, 2. All right, then same as before. 4th fret, don't play. All right, so all up we've got. so now we've got the next section. The next section is the last section before the solo. And in fact, there's only 3 sections left of this entire song. So we're getting there. All right, now I'll play it for you without the backing. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the first lick we've got is the same as at the start of the song. All right, and then it's the 5th fret on the low D. So ghost, ghost, octave D on the 5th fret, and then 4, 4, 4 on the low D, and then we've got our, which is 5, 4, 2 on the A, and then 4th on the low D to our open B. Then we've got open B again, which is 4th, pull off to open D, then hammer on to 2nd fret on the B, and then grace into, slide into the old 5th fret on the top D, and then slide into the 3rd fret on the low B. So that's triplet, and then another faster triplet. And then we've got 5th, 5th, ghost, ghost, 2nd, 4th, 4th, 4th. Same rundown. So 5th on the D, ghost, ghost, 2nd, then on the low B, then on the A, 4th, 4th, then 4th on the low D, and then the rundown the same. 5, 4, 2 on the A, 4 on the D, and then open. All right, so we've got this 2, 3, 4. All right, and now we've got the solo. Now I'll play it for you without the backing. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to play with distortion just so you can hear the difference the tone makes, okay, and getting those clicks of those ghost notes and getting that harmonic in there, and just the overall attitude that you get from playing with that gritty tone. split this solo up into 4 sections. First section is so 9th on the low D, 8th on the B, 7th on the B. And then on the high D, we pop the 9th. Ghost, ghost, open B. We've got a triplet, which is thumb, thumb, thumb. That's how I do it anyway. And then 5th fret on the low D, open B. Then, which is 5th on the A, 5th on the low D, 4th on the high D, open B. Then triplet. Try to do that on the B, B, and then the low D. So all up. Okay, so we've got, then we've got, which is 7, 8 on the low B, ghost, 9 on the A, ghost, ghost, slide the 9 to the 11 on the high D, ghost, harmonic on the 12th, ghost, ghost, and then the 8th fret on the low D, then triplet, ghost, 9th on the A, and then back to the 8th on the D. Then we've got triplet ghost, quaver ghost, so digga dat dat dat. Then 4th on the low D, ghost, ghost, 4th on the high D. So So first one is then we've got this phrase. Now this is how we'll play that same phrase for the rest of the solo. Alright, so 2nd fret on the A, 5th on the high D, 4th on the low D, 9th on the high D, and then open. Oh, sorry, ghost, ghost, open, low D, B. And the same as before. Same as before. Now we've got which is 4-2 on the low D, and then 4-2 on the A, and then ghost, ghost, 4 on the low D. So, and then 3rd on the B, 5th on the low D. Then we've got, which is 5 on the low D, 5 on the A, 4 on the A, 4 on the low D, slide up to the 8th on the low D, and then 7th on the A. And then we've got the triplet, quaver, slide from the 9th. So again. Alright, third part that starts off the same as before. You already know that part. Now we've got alright, so 7 to open on the low B, 9 9 on the high D, and then 9 on the low D. Ghost, 10 on the A, Ghost, 9 on the high D, and then low B back to the 10th on the A. And triplet, which is 9/8 again, and then we've got that same phrase, triplet, quaver, quaver. So now remember, the distortion is going to make that come out way better. So you've got the okay, and then the last one is the same as the second one, except now we slide down from the 12th instead of the 9th. All right, so it's all right. So now I'll just put it all together for you, nice and steady. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go through, we're going to play the final section. It's pretty simple, but you've got to make sure that you're not playing when you're not supposed to be, because that's what gives it its power. Alright, so this next section's pretty simple. Just play it as is and I'll tell you the count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, 2, 3, 4, end, which is the 4th fret on the low D, and 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, which is 3rd fret, 2nd fret. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this time we're going to play the 2nd fret. So and 1, 2, stop, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we play on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a. Okay, 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all together we got 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Alright gang, that's it. Now if you learned how to play this tune from this video, I'd be so stoked if you could take a video of yourself and put a link in the comments and I'll check it out because I'd love to watch that. It'd be awesome. Now after this video is finished, I'm going to put up a video of me playing along with the entire song and tabs at the bottom of it. That's for the Patreon guys. You can't afford Patreon, totally cool. There's always going to be free stuff here. I appreciate you just for sharing, liking, and subscribing. That helps out so much, and I do appreciate it. I'm thinking about doing the entire New Levels, New Devils album by Polyphia and doing a tutorial and tabs and performance videos for the whole thing. Let me know if that's something that you guys think would be a cool idea. If there's any Polyphia tunes that you'd really like, or any tunes at all, let us know. All right, I hope that you guys have a great week. Thanks for your time. See you guys next time. All the best.